Venezuela is making a bold move, purchasing a fleet of advanced J-10C fighter jets from China. This acquisition is not just about upgrading military hardware, it's a strategic decision that could reshape the balance of power in the Caribbean and beyond. For decades, Venezuela relied on US and Russian aircraft, but this deal marks a dramatic pivot toward China, signaling a new era in its defense policy. The partnership with China is a clear sign that Venezuela is seeking to diversify its alliances and reduce dependence on traditional suppliers. The arrival of these jets is a first for Latin America, watched closely by Washington and regional neighbors. Many are wondering how this move will affect the region's security dynamics and what it means for future military cooperation in Latin America. Years of US-led sanctions have crippled Venezuela's ability to maintain or upgrade its air force, pushing it to seek alternatives. The country's aging fleet has struggled with a lack of spare parts and technical support, leaving many aircraft grounded and inoperable. China stepped in, offering advanced technology and financial terms that Venezuela could manage despite sanctions. This deal is not just about jets, it's about building a long-term relationship that could include training, maintenance, and even joint exercises in the future. The J-10C jets are more than hardware. They're a symbol of Venezuela's new alliances, and a message of defiance to foreign pressure. Their presence in the Caribbean skies sends a clear signal that Venezuela is willing to chart its own course, regardless of outside influence. For the government, these jets represent sovereignty and strength, aiming to boost national morale. The public display of military power is intended to inspire confidence and unity among Venezuelans during challenging times. The sight of Chinese-made fighters in Venezuelan colors marks a turning point in the region's military landscape, hinting at a future where new alliances and shifting power dynamics could redefine the Caribbean's role on the global stage. Venezuela's Air Force once boasted American F-16s, symbols of a close U.S. partnership. But as relations soured, U.S. embargoes left much of the fleet grounded, unable to fly or train. Turning to Russia, Venezuela acquired Su-30 Mk-2 flanker jets, shifting its allegiance and air power eastward. The Su-30S became the backbone of Venezuela's air defense, but recent sanctions on Russia have made maintenance and upgrades nearly impossible. With both US and Russian options fading, Venezuela faced a dilemma. Its air force was aging and increasingly unreliable. The search for a dependable partner led to China, whose J-10C now promises a new era for Venezuelan air power. This shift is not just about technology, it's a reflection of changing global alliances. The J-10C deal is the culmination of decades of shifting partnerships and geopolitical realities. Venezuela's Air Force is entering uncharted territory, with China as its new anchor. The Chengdu J-10C, or Vigorous Dragon, is a leap forward for Venezuela's Air Force. This 4.5-generation multi-role fighter boasts an advanced AESA radar, giving pilots superior situational awareness and resistance to jamming. Its modern airframe, composite materials, and powerful WS-10B engine make it agile and fast. Armed with long-range PL-15 missiles and precision-guided bombs, the J-10C is a true multi-role platform. For Venezuela, it's a massive upgrade over aging F-16S and Su-30S, offering cutting-edge technology and credible deterrence. The J-10C isn't just a replacement, it's a transformative addition that changes the region's strategic balance. Its arrival signals Venezuela's commitment to modernizing its military with state-of-the-art equipment. Venezuela's pivot to China is driven by necessity. Years of US sanctions have left its air force in crisis. Unable to buy Western jets or parts, Venezuela needed a new partner. Recent US military maneuvers near Venezuelan waters and deadly incidents have heightened Caracas's sense of threat. China, with a robust defense industry and no Western constraints, emerged as the only viable supplier. The J-10C deal is about survival and deterrence. Venezuela wants to make any intervention costly for adversaries. These jets are meant to shift the strategic balance and send a clear message. Venezuela is not alone. In a hostile geopolitical climate, China is the partner that can deliver both technology and support. The J-10C deal is the latest sign of a deepening Venezuela-China partnership, built on years of economic and political alignment. Over the past 2 decades, these two nations have steadily drawn closer, forging ties that go far beyond simple trade agreements. Their relationship is rooted in mutual benefit and a shared desire to counterbalance Western influence in the region. China has long been Venezuela's economic lifeline, trading loans for oil and providing crucial support as Western ties frayed. When international sanctions and political isolation threatened Venezuela's economy, China stepped in, offering billions in credit and technology in exchange for steady oil shipments. This arrangement has kept Venezuela's oil industry afloat and cemented China's role as a vital partner. Military cooperation naturally followed, with China supplying transport aircraft, radar systems, and now, frontline fighters. These deals have not only modernized Venezuela's military, but also signaled a shift in the global arms market, as China becomes a key supplier to Latin America. The J-10C sale marks a new level of trust, China's first delivery of state-of-the-art combat jets to the Western Hemisphere. This move demonstrates Beijing's willingness to export its most advanced technology to trusted partners, and it sends a clear message to the world about China's growing reach. Flexible Chinese financing makes the deal possible despite Venezuela's economic crisis. Chinese banks and state lenders have crafted creative payment structures, allowing Venezuela to acquire advanced weaponry even as its economy struggles under inflation and debt. Settling oil transactions in yuan helps Venezuela bypass U.S. sanctions and supports China's challenge to dollar dominance. This shift not only benefits both countries financially, but also signals a broader move toward a multipolar global economy. For Venezuela, China is a powerful ally. For China, Venezuela is a strategic foothold in America's backyard. Their partnership is as much about geopolitics as it is about economics, reshaping alliances in the Western Hemisphere. This alliance serves both nations' interests, economic survival for one, global influence for the other. Infrastructure projects, energy deals, and military exchanges all reinforce a relationship that is rapidly evolving. The J-10C deal is a bold statement. China is now a player in the Western Hemisphere's security landscape, and its partnership with Venezuela is only growing stronger. For the U.S., Venezuela's acquisition of Chinese J-10Cs is a direct challenge to its traditional dominance in Latin America. This move is not just a simple arms deal, it represents a significant shift in the geopolitical landscape of the Western Hemisphere. The presence of advanced Chinese jets so close to U.S. territory is seen as a strategic intrusion and a potential threat to American military assets. It raises questions about the security of U.S. interests and the balance of power in the region. Washington fears this deal could open the door to a deeper Chinese military presence, advisors, technicians, even training units, just hours from the U.S. mainland. The implications of such a presence are profound, potentially altering the dynamics of U.S. defense strategies. The policy of isolating Venezuela through sanctions may have backfired, pushing Caracas closer to Beijing. This unintended consequence highlights the complexities of international diplomacy and the risks of economic sanctions. Now, the U.S. must reconsider its regional strategy, possibly increasing its own military presence or rallying allies to counter China's influence. This could involve new military deployments, enhanced cooperation with regional partners, and a reevaluation of existing policies. The deal is a wake-up call. U.S. dominance in the hemisphere is no longer guaranteed. It serves as a stark reminder that global power dynamics are shifting, and the U.S. must adapt to maintain its influence. More broadly, it highlights China's rise as a global competitor, using arms sales to build alliances and challenge American influence. This strategy is part of a larger effort by China to expand its geopolitical footprint and reshape international relations. Countries under U.S. pressure now have a powerful alternative. They can turn to China for economic, military, and political support, reducing their dependence on the U.S. and its allies. The unipolar moment is over. The U.S. faces a determined rival reshaping the global order. This new multipolar world requires a nuanced and strategic approach to international relations. The J-10C in Venezuela is a symbol of this new reality. It represents the tangible shift in power and influence, marking a new chapter in global geopolitics. Venezuela's J-10C purchase is part of China's rapid ascent as a global arms exporter. Once known for low-tech exports, China now produces and sells advanced fighters like the J-10C and even its own stealth jets. Russia's decline as an arms supplier due to sanctions and war has opened the door for China to fill the gap. Countries once reliant on Russian hardware are turning to Beijing for modern, reliable alternatives. China's arms deals come without the political strings attached to U.S. sales, making them attractive to many nations. Pakistan was the first J-10C customer, followed by interest from Iran, Egypt, and Southeast Asian countries. These deals are more than business, they build long-term strategic partnerships and dependencies. By exporting advanced weapons, China expands its influence and challenges the US-led order. The J-10C is not just a fighter jet, it's a symbol of China's global ambitions. The J-10C stands shoulder to shoulder with top Western fighters like the F-16 Block 70 Rafale and Eurofighter Typhoon. Its AESA radar, electronic warfare suite and long-range PL-15 missiles make it a formidable adversary. Compared to Venezuela's Su-30S, the J-10C offers superior avionics, radar and modern design. For countries shut out of Western markets, the J-10C is a high-performance, accessible option. China's willingness to sell advanced jets with flexible terms is reshaping the global arms market. Venezuela's acquisition could realign military and political alliances in the Americas, challenging U.S. technological superiority. The deal cements the Venezuela-China partnership and gives Beijing a foothold in the Western Hemisphere. The arrival of the vigorous Dragon in the Caribbean sky marks a pivotal moment, a new era of multipolar power.